What's going on, guys? Your boy GamersGoon here today to talk about my Money in the Bank predictions and preview for this upcoming Sunday. Going into this Money in the Bank, they're not building up very well. They're not. The last couple of Raws have been awful. I'll see about the one tonight. Obviously, I'm recording this before Raw this week. But we're gonna see a couple things at Money in the Bank, in my opinion. And there's a rumor going around now that James Ellsworth, you remember that goon that interrupted last year's Money in the Bank, the women's match? Yeah, there's rumors going around that he is in Chicago this weekend, and he might play a part in one of the segments. That's something to watch for. But we're going to start off with the matches I think are going to be on the pre-show. Now, they're not going to put one of the obvious ladder matches on the pre-show. They're not. Roman Reigns isn't going to be on the pre-show. Charlotte Asuka's rematch isn't going to be on the Carmella Asuka's not going to be on the pre-show. My bad. Nia Jax, Ronda Rousey. Rousey's not going to be on a pre-show. AJ Styles, Nakamura, not going to be on a pre-show. So that leaves us with the potential of Lashley and Zayn, which is an awful program right now. And that leaves us with Daniel Bryan, Big Cass, and it also leaves us with the Bludgeon Brothers and the Club. Now, based on Daniel Bryan being who he is, Daniel Bryan, obviously one of the best to ever work in the company. You put him up there with the AJ Styles, the Shawn Michaels, the Undertakers. You put him up there with guys like Bret Hart. You put Daniel Bryan in high regards when you talk about Daniel Bryan. So I think he should be left where he is. So what you do is, we're going to have the Bludgeon Brothers prediction. Then we're going to have Lashley and Zayn, because nobody cares about that feud. So, Bludgeon Brothers, obviously, they won the tag team straps over at WrestleMania 34 in that triple threat match that took maybe a maximum of 3 minutes. Maybe. Okay? Versus the Club. The Club haven't been built up lately. The Club, they're just thrown in there. They just became relevant over the past couple weeks. And there really seems to be no plans for what the Club is doing. So, why would you give it to somebody who just randomly just got a title shot? I mean, they did it with Jinder Mahal last year, but are you going to really do that with a tag team? I mean, I'm a fan of the Club. Don't get me wrong. I was a fan of AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson. I was a fan of all of them. Especially in, I think it was late 2016 towards the Rumble, where they had Cena and Styles, and then their favorite thing was to beat up John Cena. That was a great thing. I love that personally. That was some of the best work that Gallows and Anderson have done, and probably the best work they've done throughout their entire WWE career so far. And really, they had a tag team title run before 33 last year. Didn't go anywhere. They ended up losing the straps to the Hardys. And since then, they've been on a decline. So, the only thing I can see happening is the Bludgeon Brothers are going to win this one. Gallows and Anderson, why do they need to win? They have nothing going for them. Makes no sense to give the titles to somebody who isn't going to be used the right way. I mean, that's why they didn't give it to Breezango earlier last year around Backlash. So why would you do it with Gallows and Anderson? Just because they've had two good weeks and people want to see him win? No. Not the time, not this place. You need to build them up before they can actually have the ability to take the straps off the Bludgeon Brothers. Next, we're going to talk about Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn. Two of the worst segments in the past 2 weeks have featured these men. Or actually, two of the worst segments in the last 3 weeks. Because the drag segment with the fake sisters of Bobby Lashley was actually 3 weeks ago now. My bad. And last week's was awful. Last week was a train wreck. Sami Zayn and Bobby Lashley, their feud is decreasing. Lashley's stock, it's decreasing Sami Zayn's stock dramatically. Sami Zayn as a heel was up here. He was like right here when he was a babyface, but he rose his intensity. He got higher. He made himself relevant. But ever since that Bobby Lashley feud, he's just straight down right now. Sami Zayn has nothing going for him. I think he does need to pick up a win over Bobby Lashley and get out of this feud. It's not worth anybody's time. There's not a single dollar to be made, and nobody cares about the Destroyer Bobby Lashley feuding with Sami Zayn. Nobody does. Put Sami Zayn against somebody who cares. Put Sami Zayn against a guy like Seth Rollins. Give us a high work rate match. Do something like that. Sami Zayn, obviously, one of the best in the business right now. I wouldn't put him up there with guys like Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles, but I'd put him as a close second tier to that. They like to say B-plus players, what they call Sami Zayn. I call him an A player. I call AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins A-plus players. Sami Zayn's an A. Bobby Lashley right now is a D-minus player at best. That's taking everything away from Sami Zayn. Bobby Lashley is not good on the mic. He has no charisma. Nobody's invested. And that's just hurting Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn needs to get the win. He needs to get out of this feud. And he needs to find something else to do. Simple as that. Now, since Daniel Bryan and Big Cass are just having a normal match, I figure that the show might start off with this. So, Daniel Bryan, obviously, beat Big Cass last month at Backlash. Made him tap out pretty quick. And I see the same thing happening again. Like they said, Big Cass had backstage heat. That's why he tapped out to Daniel Bryan so quick, because he attacked the little guy that was portraying Daniel Bryan more than what Vince wanted him to. He was supposed to only give him a big boot, but he continued beating him up. Who cares? Big Cass wanted to get over, but Big Cass, what's he got? What's he got to gain from this feud? Daniel Bryan, he's not going to lose. Daniel Bryan needs to have that babyface momentum so he can, at SummerSlam or whenever, Royal Rumble time, he can have a title match with AJ Styles or Nakamura, whoever you want. I don't care. I would say AJ Styles because of the concussions that Daniels had. You wouldn't want to risk the strong style kind of match, the hard-hitting match for Daniel Bryan this early in the game. But you make Daniel Bryan have a close opportunity. You might even let him win the title. You might even let him win the title. And then my prediction for Money in the Bank, I'm not going to mention him yet, can come swoop in and take the title off Daniel Bryan and set up the feud for WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan against the Money in the Bank winner. Not going to say it. He will be on SmackDown. Not going to tell you though. And that will make a huge WrestleMania headline. Something that I think we've all been looking forward to for quite some time. Next, we're going to talk about Seth Rollins and Elias. So, Seth Rollins obviously won the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 34 in, I think it was a triple threat match. Yeah, because it was against Miz and Balor over on Monday Night Raw. I think Seth Rollins drops the strap here. Now, this might be going against a couple things. Obviously, it goes against Vince's main thing is getting Roman over, pushing Roman. Because of the idea I'm going to push forward to you in just a quick second. So Seth Rollins dropping the title to Elias. Elias has been hitting at all cylinders lately. He is what everybody wants to see. Everybody likes Elias. Ever since Elias' debut on Monday Night Raw, I think people have taken a liking to him. He gets the natural heel heat, right? So, he's over as a heel already. People are starting to actually like Elias. I see people walking around in Elias merch. the We Walk with Elias WWE stands for. I see that stuff all the time. I saw it a lot on Mania weekend. And I think it's about time Elias gets something for everything he's done for the company so far. And this could very well be the time where Seth Rollins drops the title. Seth Rollins, he needs to go to bigger and better things. We all know Seth Rollins is one of the best in the business right now. He's probably been the best ever since WrestleMania 33. Ever since 33, I wouldn't say at 33, but ever since then, he's been great. The only reason I say not at 33 is because their match with Triple H was not that entertaining to me. But Seth Rollins has been hitting it all cylinders for the last year and a half. So I could see Elias taking the title. Seth Rollins obviously goes away from the Intercontinental title scene after he gets his obvious rematch against Elias. You know they're not going to give that up. Come SummerSlam time, I picture Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar. Obviously, you might be like, well, they can't make that believable. Well, Finn Balor against Braun Strowman was believable. AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar was believable. I think this can be believable. You're telling me that Roman Reigns can go up against Brock Lesnar? And Roman Reigns can lose to Braun Strowman? And Finn Balor can fight Braun Strowman? Believably? Seth Rollins beat Finn Balor so he can go up against Strowman believably. And Braun Strowman was way more believable than Roman Reigns. So, in that sense of the aspect, I think Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar is more believable than Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. We've seen it way too many times with Roman. We don't need to see it at SummerSlam. We don't need it to be the second time in history that the WrestleMania main event was also the SummerSlam main event. We don't need to see that. The match was crucified at WrestleMania. It was crucified. We were chanting Beach Ball Mania. We were throwing beach balls around. Nobody cared. Everybody collectively groaned every time Roman Reigns kicked out of an F5. And then he bled, and we were all like, oh my, they're really pulling... No, I actually said it to the guy next to me. I was like, they're really digging down deep to put Roman over. They're making it so easy to see that they're making him bloody so he can become the overcoming hero, and everybody will sing Kumbaya for Roman Reigns. Are you kidding me? There was only one guy around our area that was a Roman Reigns fan. He was wearing the Roman Reigns vest. But I'm not sure if he actually was. He seemed like a pretty smart guy. I think he was mocking Roman Reigns, honestly. And we were sitting floor side, where the hardcore fans sit. Where you spend a lot of money to get almost basically front row seats at WrestleMania. And Roman Reigns was walking out. We were all standing right next to the barricade where, you know, hard cam side where the barricade is. I was just like 5 seats away from that. We all got up. We were all standing the thing while Brock Lesnar was going back. We were all like, thank you, Brock. And then Roman came on, and we were all making fun and roasting Roman Reigns. So you're telling me that New York, the same crowd that gave the Universal title a whole lot of crap, the same crowd that witnessed the Sasha and Bayley match, the same crowd that witnessed Drew McIntyre, the same crowd that saw Adam Cole debut, the same crowd that saw Kevin Owens and Finn Balor, and the same crowd that was not entertained by the Samoa Joe, who was in that? Samoa Joe, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, and someone else. I forget who it was last year. Sorry, I forget who it was. Might have been Finn Balor, not sure. But you're telling me that that crowd in New York at WrestleMania. Well, the crowd in New York for not just WrestleMania, but for SummerSlam is going to want to see that again? No. They won't. We've seen it. We saw it at the Greatest Royal Rumble. We saw it at WrestleMania 34. We saw it at WrestleMania 31. Did anybody care at the first time? No. Did anybody care the second time? No. Did anybody care at the Greatest Royal Rumble? No. Every time that match has happened, everybody saw right through it. We saw that everything was done for Roman. At the Greatest Royal Rumble, we all thought he was going to win because he was in a different country and they'd be more receptive to it. Didn't happen. And now we can see right through him again. That they were wanting to build Roman up as this underdog that he's not. A role that Roman's not fit for. He's not fit for the Daniel Bryan kind of role. They want to build him up as something unexpected. They want you to cheer for Roman because he lost to Brock Lesnar. They want to build Roman up to be something he's not. And at SummerSlam, if that is the match, that will also be crucified in front of a New York crowd. One of, if not the smartest crowds, it's in the top 2 of the year. Now, it's not a takeover crowd. It's not going to be small. People aren't going to be receptive. But SummerSlam, you're going to get one of 2 reactions if you have that match. People are going to crucify it, or they're going to walk out. They're not going to sit there in silence and not be heard. Was WrestleMania not heard? Was Beach Ball Mania not heard when Vince reportedly changed the result in the middle of the match because Roman didn't get his desired reaction? No. That is not the match. The money right now is in Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar. Put Seth Rollins against Brock Lesnar. Let Seth Rollins dethrone Brock Lesnar. You don't want to see Roman do it. I would have loved to see Joe do it, but he didn't. You don't need to be Strowman. You can be, but Strowman's had his time. He's had his match. It's Rollins' turn. Rollins needs to dethrone Brock Lesnar. And that's what should happen at SummerSlam. If anything else happens with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, this year is going to be a failure. Just like last year's SummerSlam. And don't at me. Because I know I'm right. Next. Anyways, if you couldn't tell, I was saying Elias should win. After I went on that little rant. Next, we're going to talk about the little fool we were just speaking about. Roman Reigns. What about Roman Reigns? He got crucified at WrestleMania 34, as we just talked about. He got crucified at the Greatest Royal Rumble by people that are basically casuals. They're not the hardcore fans. They're not like me. They're not like most of you guys watching. They're not like other podcasters. They're just there because, you know what? It's basically a glorified house show. A couple fireworks doesn't mean that it's not a house show. Sorry. But Roman Reigns and Jinder Mahal. I can't believe I'm saying this. Last year, coming out of the 6-pack challenge, I was a Jinder Mahal fan. I have a Jinder Mahal shirt back there. I do. That's not what I can't believe I'm saying. I like Jinder Mahal because he was a heel. But he wasn't that good in the ring. He wasn't that good on the mic. I just took a liking to Jinder Mahal. I'm not a huge fan of him anymore. But I liked his work at the time. But Jinder Mahal's going to walk into Chicago. Chicago, along with New York, and along with maybe a Los Angeles, are some of the smartest crowds you'll run into. And they'll see right through this match. Jinder Mahal will be cheered at Chicago. He will be cheered. Last year, everybody was booing him in St. Louis for Money in the Bank. This year, everybody in that stadium, unless you are some fangirl or 3-year-old or 4-year-old little kid, is going to cheer Jinder Mahal. You're going to see some casual 13-year-olds, 20-year-olds, even some casual old people. They're going to be cheering Jinder Mahal. The people that won't be cheering Jinder Mahal are the ones that worship Roman Reigns. The ones that don't understand what the company is. They don't understand what Roman Reigns is getting. The people that are going to cheer Roman Reigns are the casual lowlifes. The casual young fans that need somebody to be a hero for. And since Roman Reigns is the closest thing to what they're portraying as a hero, they're gonna cheer Roman. But in that Chicago crowd, there might be a collective, if you're lucky, 100 people cheering Roman. In a stadium that can fit, probably like close to 10,000. You're not gonna see many people wearing Jinder Mahal shirts. You might see more people wearing Roman Reigns shirts than Jinder Mahal shirts. Because Jinder Mahal is not going to be a popular person going into this. But people are going to cheer Jinder Mahal simply because he's going against the most controversial figure right now in the company. Jinder Mahal should win. Jinder Mahal won't win. Roman Reigns is going to win this match. And mark my words, it's not what I said is going to happen. It's not what I said I wanted to happen with Seth Rollins. It's going to be Roman Reigns beating Jinder Mahal and claiming that that's some accomplishment. He's going to say it. Guarantee it. He's going to come out on the next week on Raw and he's going to try to say that it's an accomplishment to beat the former WWE champion and that he deserves a shot at Brock Lesnar because he's beat a former champion. There's been many people to beat Jinder Mahal. And as of late, there's been a lot of people to lose to him. But if you can beat Jinder Mahal, that doesn't warrant a title shot. It doesn't. Simply. It does not warrant any sort of title shot. It might warrant you. It might warrant you a number 1 contenders match against somebody like Seth Rollins. But Roman Reigns, he's going to win at Money in the Bank. Mark my words, all my money is on Roman Reigns. Because they do everything in this company for one man. And one Samoan. His name is Roman Reigns. Vince's favorite guy is Roman. I don't know if it will ever happen that Roman turns heel. But when that moment comes, if it ever does, pair him with Daniel Bryan. Put that on the biggest stage of all, WrestleMania. And tell me that match wouldn't be one of the best matches. Daniel Bryan, the most popular guy in the company right now. Roman Reigns, the most hated guy. Put them together. That's an excellent way to get Roman the right kind of heat and to get Daniel the perfect rub So when that match happens, the crowd reaction is through the roof. And if you want heel Roman to be a champion, then you pull the trigger. Then you give it to him. But as of now, Roman Reigns as a babyface against Jinder Mahal, he's going to make Jinder look like a babyface, and he's also going to be hated in Chicago. But Roman Reigns will win this match. Next, we have the biggest women's match of all time. Excuse me, what happened at TakeOver Brooklyn 1? Bayley vs. Sasha, great match. What happened to TakeOver after that? I forget where it was. My bad. Wasn't there an Iron Woman match? First of its kind. Pretty important. Yes, there was. What happened last year at the Royal Rumble? Wasn't there the first ever Women's Royal Rumble? Yes, there was. Who debuted there? Well, Ronda Rousey did, right? Congratulations. What also happened last year? I believe it was at the Elimination Chamber. What happened? Excuse me? Yes, you. I believe it was the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber. You are correct. And you, what happened at Money in the Bank last year? Well, they had the first ever Women's Money in the Bank match. They had it 2 times, actually. You are correct. But what happened 2 years ago? One of the best women's matches on the main roster in a while. At Hell in a Cell. What happened? Yeah, you. You in the back. Yeah, you. Oh. Sasha Banks went against Charlotte Flair? And that was the first match of its kind? Huh. Yeah. Okay. So what makes Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey? Nia Jax cannot wrestle. She is a total diva through and through. There's nothing about Nia Jax that's must-see. There's nothing about Nia Jax that makes me want to watch her wrestle. She is portrayed as an idiot. She is portrayed as a hypocrite, complaining about bullying, and now she's bullying, and now she's going back. She's basically the most modern-day version of the Big Show. It happened. But I don't see how this match is anything close to the biggest women's match of all time. You want to see the biggest women's match of all time? Right now, it's probably Bayley and Sasha. But I'm telling you, if this were to ever happen, the biggest women's match of all time would be Trish Stratus and Sasha Banks. If they ever did it. That was a great moment at the Rumble. Please, that'd be way better than this. Please. But Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey. It's the biggest women's match of all time. Because Ronda Rousey's name is in it, right? Okay. So it makes it good. No. No. Absolutely not. Ronda Rousey had a good performance at WrestleMania 3-4. She did. I'm not going to take anything away from her. The move where she rolled Triple H up into basically just a squatting position was really, really good. That was the moment where I was like, you know what, Ronda Rousey came in the company. I was judgmental on her. And I even said, following WrestleMania, I was wrong. But Ronda Rousey, at this point, has not earned a single thing to deserve this title match. She beat Stephanie McMahon, Triple H. in an intergender tag team match. And that warrants this. They played off the story that Nia Jax wanted this match, right? Why? Does Ronda Rousey earn anything? Has she beat anybody? Has Ronda Rousey went up somebody like a Natalya, a Sasha, a Bayley? No. Ronda Rousey hasn't fought anyone. Not once. She's fought once, and it was against Stephanie McMahon. And somehow that warrants her a title match. Now, this match is nowhere near the biggest women's match of all time. It is. Charlotte and Asuka at WrestleMania was also a very good match. I'm sorry that I forgot that one. But this, it's not. And this, I could see easily. I could see some sort of cash-in or some sort of interference that doesn't allow Ronda to win. But as of now, I think this match, if there's going to be a clear winner, pinfall or submission, it's Ronda Rousey. But I could see Nia Jax winning via disqualification or count out or something stupid. They're not going to pin or tap out Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey's not losing clean until the main event or co-main event of WrestleMania 35 in New York / New Jersey at MetLife. But Ronda Rousey, she's not losing clean if she does lose. I think Ronda Rousey will not win this match. I think there is a cash-in. I think it's on Nia Jax, and I don't think Ronda's going to get pinned or submitted. But I could very well see Ronda Rousey winning this. But I could also very well see them making a huge mistake in having Natalya tap out Ronda. It's a huge mistake. You don't have Ronda tap. You don't have her pin. You don't have her tap. You don't have her lose. You probably don't even have her lose at WrestleMania 35. You don't have her lose unless it's against Charlotte, Asuka, Sasha, Bayley, and we can throw the other horsewoman in there, Becky. Those are the only ones she should lose against. I don't see why you'd have anybody else beat her. It makes no sense to me. Next, we're going to talk about Mr. Low Blow Nakamura, or AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. The match haven't been what we've seen from them at Wrestle Kingdom. Sure, AJ Styles and Nakamura are capable of putting on a 5-6 star match. They could have easily topped Omega Okada. I very well believe they could have. They didn't. They were held back. Now, there's a stipulation of last man standing. There's been low blows involved. And I think what happens is AJ Styles wins again. AJ Styles is going to win this match by wearing a protective cup. He's going to have a steel cup, and where Nakamura goes for the low blow, doesn't hurt him. It hurts Nakamura, has the reverse effect. And then AJ takes advantage of that. AJ finally showing that he is not just smarter, but even dirtier than Nakamura. He outthought Nakamura by placing an illegal object where Nakamura would strike. Kind of what happened in the Goldberg match against Bret Hart. It's outthinking Nakamura. And it's going one step ahead of what the King of Strong Style can do. Next, we have Carmella and Asuka. I'm not going to give this match a bunch of attention. There's rumors that James Ellsworth might be coming back, and if he does, it's going to be in this match. Carmella is going to retain if James Ellsworth is here, If not, Asuka is going to win. Asuka doesn't lose clean in this match. If Asuka loses, it's because of a disqualification or count out or something stupid. Asuka's not getting pinned or not tapping out to Carmella. I think Asuka's gonna win, even if there's a disqualification. Carmella, her time's up. She's not money. She's not good. She is not entertaining. She is cringe and annoying. Get her off the television, please. Keep her far away. Keep her way in the back. Keep her at the back of the line in catering. I don't want to see it. She's been awful ever since winning that title. I thought it might have been a good thing that she cashed in. Ever since she's won that title, it's been an awful title run. Something I don't want to see. Something that is just outrageously awful. There's nothing to say about it. Next, we're going to talk about the women's Money in the Bank first, because I assume they closed the show off with the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. So, the women's one features Ember Moon, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, Natalya, Lana, Naomi, and Sasha Banks. Now, I'll tell you who I would have win this. I had Sasha win. She's a face. But guess what? I don't care. Sasha's had nothing going her way. I would have Sasha win. But right now, we're going to use the process of elimination. Natalya, she could very well win. So we're going to leave her on there. Lana, she's not winning. She is not winning. Naomi, she's not winning. I'm sorry, Naomi. One of my favorites, you're not winning. Then that leaves Ember, Charlotte, Alexa, Becky, Natty, and Sasha. And when we say all those names, the one I think is the least likely is Charlotte. I don't see Charlotte winning, so we're crossing her off. And then that leaves you with 3 Raw superstars, and yeah, that leaves you with 3 Raw superstars and 1 SmackDown one. And because I think Ronda Rousey gets cashed in on, Becky, you're not winning either. I'm sorry. So that leaves Natty, Alexa, and Ember. Ember, she's new. I could see her winning. But I think she's a little too new for Vince to give her the option to carry the belt. Or to carry the title. Or briefcase to get the title. Alexa, she's had her time in the sun. And I could see why they give it to her because she's a heel. But it's just not right. Don't give it to him. I think Natalya wins this match. I knew who I was picking. I just wanted to go through the process of elimination. I think Natalya wins this match. Turns her back on Ronda and takes the title from Ronda. Sets up Ronda, Natalya, SummerSlam. Ronda wins. Ronda carries the title into WrestleMania 35. And if you want Charlotte to win the Royal Rumble, go for it. Go for it. I don't care. I think that's where it is. I think Natalya wins the Money in the Bank. I think it happens. Next and last is the Money in the Bank men's match. First, we're going to discuss which member of the WWE 4-time tag team champions. Yeah, we're going to talk about which one of them joins the match. We'll also use the process of elimination for this one. Sorry. But Xavier Woods, he's not making it in. I'm a fan of Xavier Woods. He's one of my favorite. He's my favorite in the New Day. He's one of my favorite in the entire company. I love him. Xavier Woods is a reason why I'm such a big New Day kind of guy. That's why I have a lot of New Day stuff. It's Xavier Woods. But the second reason I have a lot of New Day stuff is a guy I could very well see being in this match. Because of a rumored pushed Big E. Big E is hilarious. And Big E is what Vince likes, a big guy. But I could also see Kofi in this match. Kofi, for one reason, he has the ability to have high spots in this match where he jumps off the ladder, he has a good save, he catches himself on the hands, he falls off the ladder and somehow lands. There's a lot of ways to make Kofi look good. Kofi has his great spots in matches. But I think Big E's the guy. I think Big E is the member of the New Day to enter this. And I think this very well could be the dark horse of the match. Whatever New Day member is in this match is my second pick to win this entire match. I'll tell you my first in a moment. But this is my second pick. The New Day member is my second pick because you don't know what to expect. And I very well could see it. It'd be interesting. It'd be cool. But we're going to go through the process of elimination and knock out everybody else. Braun Strowman. Let's get it simple. Do you see Braun Strowman as the kind of guy to be a coward hiding behind a briefcase? No. Braun Strowman's not winning. Finn Balor. Finn Balor has the chance to win. He very well could, and he could go and actually get his match that he wanted against Brock Lesnar. We're not crossing him up. The Miz. Same reason why Daniel Bryan is in such a big spot. The guy that I am very high on is The Miz. I think The Miz is going to win this match. I'm going to go through the rest, but I'm going to tell you right now, The Miz is the guy I picked to win this match. This is the guy that I say should screw Daniel Bryan over, take his belt, last second, makes the match for WrestleMania 35. Build off that whole segment. Rusev. I would love to see. I'm a big Rusev guy. I'm a big Rusev fan. There was a lot of Rusev Day festivities and shirts and everything going around down in New Orleans. I was part of it. I wore my Rusev Day shirt to WrestleMania with a Daniel Bryan shirt. Two great people, great wrestlers. I decided to wear my Rusev Day shirt because Rusev's Rusev. Who doesn't love Rusev? And I think if Rusev, I don't think he is going to win, but if Rusev does win, I am not going to complain. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to sit here and make fun of the decision. I would love to see it. I think everybody collectively wants to see Rusev succeed. It'd be cool. I don't see him winning though. But in this field, I see him as the fourth guy to win. The last guy being Braun Strowman. And the second to last guy is the next guy I'm going to talk about, Bobby Roode. He has been awful ever since debuting on Monday Night Raw. He hasn't done a thing. Babyface Bobby Roode is not good for business. Make him a heel. Make him do what he did in NXT. Make him the kind of guy to cheat and slither and cry and complain his way to the top. And then have him be the kind of guy to tell you you're just a B+ player while he takes your wife, like he did with who was that? Like he did with Roger Castro. That is good stuff. The guy I don't see winning the match, but I could very well see him having a good spot in the match, is why I didn't pick Kofi, is Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is a maniac. You can't control Kevin Owens. He's the craziest man in the business right now. He'll jump from ladders, he'll probably do something Shane did. Kevin Owens is a crazy man. He takes some crazy bumps. Kevin Owens, he's going to have the high spots in this match. He very well will. But Kevin Owens is not winning this match. Kevin Owens is not going to win this match. Simple as that. Samoa Joe. I want to see Joe win. He's my third pick. Samoa Joe, he'll be good with the briefcase. When has Samoa Joe not been good with anything? When you think of a heel, you think of two people. You think of Kevin Owens, and you think of Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is that kind of laid back kind of guy. I mean, he'll tell you he'll beat you. He'll beat you. He won't come out there and brag about it. He'll just say, I'll beat you again. Because that's who Samoa Joe is. He's Samoa Joe. There's nothing else to explain about him. Samoa Joe is very well a good possibility of winning this match. I could see Samoa Joe with the briefcase. Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar with a briefcase. Samoa Joe wins. Samoa Joe finds a way to beat Lesnar a second time. Don't not sign me up. I do not want to see that. That'd be great. But anyways, I have The Miz winning. The Miz, New Day member, Joe, Balor, Owens, Rude, Strowman, all in that order. I could very well see the New Day member winning. I don't know if it's going to be me, if it's going to be Kofi. But I know it's probably not going to be Xavier. It's simple. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the Money in the Bank preview and prediction show. It's actually at 46 minutes. Went kind of long. Had that little rant about Roman Reigns for a little bit. Went into his backstory. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Tune in next time for tune in. This is coming out on this is coming out on Thursday. So go watch the Monday Night Raw and SmackDown and NXT reviews. I'm gonna do an NXT review this week. See how it does. And make sure you guys on Sunday night, maybe early Monday morning, look for the review and results of Money in the Bank. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. It's been a War Gamers Goon, and I am out.